Hello everybody, welcome back to the breakdown. I'm Tone and it's really great to have you with me once again. Now you'll notice today, well, I'm wearing the mask and I know that's going to be pretty funny considering that for a good month and a half there I was hammering the mask mandate. But I'm sure you'll recognise it for what it actually is, and that is that I was against the fact that they were mandating the mask, knowing full well that it would not prevent us from having to go to a stage 4. And we're still in stage 4, still under the mask mandate, so can't say I was wrong there. Anyway, if I want to go for a walk and take advantage of my 2 hours of rec time, I'll get to that in a minute, then yes, I must wear the mask. So if we want to go for a walk, we want to go shopping, we want to do anything, we must wear a mask. And the reason I referred to it as rec time is a bit of a joke going that we're basically in jail here. We're confined to our homes, and if we want to go out and make the most of our 2 hours, we were only getting 1 hour, but now we're getting 2 hours. And our curfew is no longer 8 p.m. but 9 p.m. So that's the reference to rec time. It's the amount of time we're allowed outside on any given day to try and still get some exercise. Now, today I wanted to cover a couple of things, and the first thing that I'd like to cover is the fact that, well, hey, I'm going for a walk, and there's probably a lot of people that are been doing a fair bit more walking. But there's one thing that we've most likely all been doing a lot less of, and that is driving, especially Melburnians who are no longer driving to work or are limiting their travel in many different respects. And with less driving, of course, we're getting less value from our money that we spend on registration. Now, I'm a member of the RACV. I have RACV cover for, I have a breakdown or something like that. I'm sure you're all familiar with that. And I got a notification from them a couple of months ago, actually, letting me know that there was going to be some form of rebate on my payment because, well, I'm not out driving my car here in Victoria, am I? And that I thought, well, that was really great that they're at least taking care of their customers and realising that I'm not getting the value for my money. Now, a friend of mine brought it up with me last night, actually, and said, hey, you want to just have a bit of a discussion and get it out there a little bit. All these people that are, especially in Melbourne, but indeed in some areas of all around Australia, have been driving their cars a lot less due to this whole pandemic, if we're going to call it that. Well, they haven't been driving their cars, and registration, so that you can drive your car, it pays for your road use, pays for insurance, third-party accidental personal injury insurance. None of that, or a lot less of that, has been applicable this year. So the conversation went something like, well, perhaps the registration from this year should roll over into next year. There'll be quite a few people who are probably coming up for renewals on their registration. I'm one of those people. Mine comes due in like November. But I haven't been able to drive my car essentially, well, since the beginning of March. I haven't been hardly anywhere. So, 6 months. And it's going to be probably right up until about Christmas where I'm still not driving my car much. In fact, I worked it out that I've probably driven about 250, 300 max, 300 kilometers maximum in 6 months in my car. Just a short drive here and there to keep it going, go to the shops. At one stage there I was able to travel to church a couple of times, that's it. And I've paid, what, 750, 800 bucks or whatever, like I would any other year when I'd be traveling 30, 40, 50,000 kilometers in a year. Sorry, 30, 40, 50,000 kilometers in a year. Well, then I'm getting a decent value for my money, although I still think registrations and insurance and everything are ridiculously expensive. Anyway, so if we take all of that into account, who else out there agrees that really we need to raise this with Vic Roads and the government at large, and say, excuse me, but RACV in particular, and perhaps there are other insurance companies out there that have done a similar thing, who knows. If you know, leave a comment in the comment section, where they've given a rebate. Even if the registrations were cut in half for the coming year. Just to recognise the fact that these cars are not on the road. People are doing a lot more of this, walking, or a lot more of just sitting on their backsides at home because they're not allowed out, apart from their 1 hour or now 2 hours of rec time. So, yeah, let me know what you think about that. But I think that that's a valid point. So thank you very much for raising that with me to mention on this channel, because I really appreciate that. That's really helpful, and certainly a good discussion to be having. So let's start that discussion. I've done so. If you've got stuff you want to comment, or you want me to cover it a little bit more, perhaps, just start the discussion in the chat section, in the comment section. So that's all I wanted to cover for that. The other thing that I'd like to cover, financial markets at the moment are, they're going crazy at the moment. We already have been aware that the volatility in the market is just all over the shop. Shares that would not normally be going up are going up, and for no reason, just being pumped and dumped. But one particular one which I've been talking about is gold and silver. And gold is under pressure at the moment, as the time of this video, and silver even more so. And my belief is silver was getting a little bit too much attention, and there are people who don't want that. And understanding that gold and silver prices are predominantly controlled by the paper contract prices, we're coming into the end of September, where a lot of these contracts actually vest, and so people are making their decisions at the moment. Do we cover our options to keep these contracts going, or do we not? And if there's enough weight from the top down, with those that actually do manipulate the price, and make no mistake, the prices are definitely manipulated, then we've got the pressure, we've got the selling pressure. And whenever gold goes down a little bit or goes up a little bit, silver usually flings around like a crazy, like a crazy thing, just up, down, and round and all over the place. Gold goes up 0.5%, silver goes up 3%, and vice versa. And now gold has taken a reasonable hit in the last couple of days, and silver has absolutely collapsed. I just wanted to mention this because that by no means makes either of these a bad hedge. In fact, the fact that silver has come off so hard, that would actually mean that if it was worth, if it was worth it a couple of weeks ago, even while it was, trying to get a little closer to what its true value should be, then right now is an absolutely screaming buy. But it's something to take into account when you do purchase this as a hedge, right? When you do purchase this as a hedge, you want to be mindful that it in itself is a commodity and it holds its own, it has its own market. It's not, you use fiat currency to buy and sell it, right? To buy it, and when you sell it for fiat currency. And so, that's how it's valued. But the true value of that, well, that's up for debate. But when it comes down in value like this towards a dollar value, there's a lot of people moving their money from silver into cash. Now, I expect when the markets turn around, these contracts are all in new hands. Whoever thinks they're going to go long, whoever thinks the silver's going to go back up again, they'll be the ones buying these contracts. At what price? That's the point. And obviously they're not buying the contracts at a higher price, forcing sellers to. So it's a buyer's market at the moment because sellers are being forced. Maybe they got a little too greedy in August, and so their contracts are vesting in September, and the price has turned on them. So they're being taken out of the market. But those who are a little bit more patient and didn't buy all the way through August, well, now the buying opportunity is now. But just bear in mind that it can come off quite a lot, and quite quickly. But when it dips like this, while everybody else is running away from it, that's the time to really, really, really think about getting into some more if you've already got some. And remember, it's not an investment, it's a hedge against your wealth being stolen, right? Sorry if there's a little bit of wind and making it a little bit difficult to hear me. So it's a hedge, okay? It's a store of wealth or a store of value. And I still believe very strongly that it's going to continue to go up, but I'm taking advantage of this drop in price. I'm very much a net buyer of silver, so just wanted to add that in there as well. While the price is crashing like this, this is the time to really consider putting at least some money into it. Remember, it doesn't pay a dividend, and you have to have a buyer to sell to. But let's just say that if silver goes like I believe it will, in the short term and over the longer term as well, the dollars that you put into silver now, well, it will have a much truer value later on, while our dollar is constantly being devalued by all this extra debt that's coming into the system. And that's the main point of gold and silver. But when gold comes off, yes, that makes it a better buy. But when silver comes off harder than that, it actually makes it an even better buy. The gold silver ratio at the moment's ballooned out to about 80, I think, 80 to 1. That's huge compared to what we were at only a month ago, when it was, silver was doing a bit of catch up. Gold went, but so did silver. Silver went pop. But now that ratio has dragged out again quite big. So just bear all of that in mind. You got to make your own decisions when you're investing, or when you're placing a hedge bet to protect your wealth. But just remember, as we were talking the other day about your money and your assets, and how well you're able to either use them or you can't use them. If you've got wealth stored in a way that is not in the bank, well, the bank can't take it. If you do eBay purchases on silver, well, a lot of your silver or gold isn't necessarily recorded anywhere as to what you have. So you do have some tangible asset that's quite easy to offload, especially when the price is moving in a positive direction, to get your money back out if you do need fiat currency to transact for the things that we always need. If you've got any dispensable currency at the moment that you think you could put into something, it would not be a bad idea to consider gold and silver. Silver being probably easier for people to get a hold of in terms of how much money they've got to spend on an ounce of silver versus an ounce of gold. I mean, it's going to cost you over $2,500 for an ounce of gold. It's going to cost you $30 around about now for an ounce of silver. So, and that's Australian dollars. So, yeah, look, I'm just sharing this because, I mean, that's where I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm saying that I think it's a good idea, and I'm doing it. So I'm just sharing that with you. But at the moment, the market is fearful. It's in free fall, but it's all just a crazy illusion. It's not going to stay there because we've just got money printing up the wazoo. It's just crazy how much new money is going into the system at the moment to keep everything afloat. Share markets are taking a little bit of a tanking. Yes, they are. But I believe there are a lot of very, very smart investors out there that are buying right now. They're buying all the way down, and probably will continue to do so. And they may have actually been selling in the last month. Who knows? Gold and silver, I'll leave it at that. Do what you will with this information, but just sharing it with you. This business about coming out of lockdown and going to a stage 3, doesn't look like we're going to get that anytime soon. And the roadmap out that we keep hearing from Dan Andrews, the roadmap out and COVID normal and all that sort of thing, this stuff isn't going away. Okay, this stuff isn't going away. Don't think that, I certainly don't think that Christmas is going to be anything like a normal Christmas at all. No matter how much they keep giving hope, and then that hope gets pulled away at the last second. And they've done that a couple of times so far during this whole thing, and I believe that that's going to happen again. Sorry to be a party pooper, but that's what I believe is going to happen. So anyway, I just wanted to leave that with you guys. Thank you very much for joining me. If you liked the video, please like it. I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thank you to my current subscribers. You guys are the best. If you've got comments about what I've been talking about, please share those comments. Let's have a discussion about this registration thing. If you've got comments about gold and silver and any of those sorts of things, again, comment section. Let's have conversations about this stuff, and together we will win. That's the point. Everyone must win. So together we will win. I will continue to share with you my thoughts along the way. That's what this daily breakdown thing is, even though I'm not doing them daily. I'm sorry for that. But this is the best spot, best playlist to follow if you're wanting to catch up with my current thoughts about things. So like, subscribe, comment. That would be all great. Your support means a lot. Thank you for watching. And until next time, God bless and bye for now.